Yeah, so tonight's off.
What's all this off?
Is that not?
It's like
What?
there's like a headroom. Have I shrunk?
Yes, Bob. You personally.
Need to.
I don't know. Boy, this is quality.
That's probably the
Wow.
most.
So I'm glad we did that, now
Yeah.
instead of before. Thanks, Bob.
That's
I think it made
Is
it
that
worse.
better?
That's
No.
awesome. Bob is in fact shorter this week. His spine has shrunk. That would be.
Fine, I'll move in. I'll go until I get out of the screen.
this is like a lesson in proportion.
Misproportion.
I don't think it's any worse than it normally is.
Oh my God! What are we gonna actually start over, or is this what we're doing?
No, this
What are
is.
we doing here?
We're doing off topic.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, mission accomplished. Good
And
job.
So off topic before we even got to the
Anything
topic.
we do is correct. No, this week or last week, the Hunger Games movie came out. I don't know if any of us have actually seen it.
I have.
Oh, okay. So Bob has seen the movie,
It was date night.
and
How was the
George
movie?
and I have read the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow, this is a very interesting dynamic. So
Yeah.
I've seen the movie, and you guys have read the book.
Right. And so let's discuss.
Okay.
I didn't like the fact that it was written in first-person present tense. I found it awkward.
I found it awkward at the beginning.
Yeah, once you get further in, it's fine. But
It
man, that first few paragraphs.
Yeah, mostly was when she was like laying in the bed looking at her sister, describing herself laying in the bed looking
Yeah,
at
it
her
was so
sister.
weird.
I stumbled, and to start a book that way,
Hmm.
and honestly, to start the book the way that she started the first 100 pages of the book is not a recipe for like
Success.
success. No,
I
I almost quit if,
Yeah,
if it hadn't been for people who read it and told me.
I mean, I understand what she's trying to do. She was trying to establish what normal was for a character in a setting that is not normal,
Hmm.
Yes,
so that you then can see how then the new form of not normal for her is even more not normal. So, I mean, I get what she was doing, but
George has always been my benchmark for normalcy. Like, I gauge all things normal based on. It's like in George's. I just think, this is like 8 Georges worth of normal.
So have you ever actually encountered something normal then?
Nope.
Except for George.
George is the most normal thing on that scale.
huh.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
So I saw the movie.
Yes.
Cost me $14.
it's always good that you remember the amount of money you spent, right?
Yeah.
That's usually a sign that you
Never
like the
getting that
movie.
back.
Nope, I'm never getting that back. No drinks, no popcorn, no nothing. Because it was date night.
And
And we want to talk about the movie.
I think that was, well,
I don't
you know
even
what, it
care if you
doesn't
give
matter,
me a
but you need to
hint of
talk.
how it went. I just want to
Oh, it
know,
went just fine.
did you like it? Did you enjoy the film?
I liked the film. It was a great movie.
Really?
Yes, it was a great movie. Now, that said,
Nothing
there-
that comes before the butt matters, right?
that said, there are specific ways that they edited the film
Mhm.
to make it not as offensive to kids and parents. Because
I had
there-
heard that.
yes, like although there are people getting killed on screen, the most graphic stuff is not on.
Well, that's
Scream.
not a huge shock.
It's not like. But the thing is, it was done so well, it didn't matter. It just didn't matter.
Right.
Good. Well, that's,
So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
so it's the opposite of the new Star Wars Connect game there.
right? I think that if I had read the book and then seen the movie, I think it was, from what I've heard, it's so close and so true to the books that I would not have been one of those guys who said, "Well, they ruined it."
No, from what everybody at the library has said, there's only been there were like 2 or 3 things that were majorly different.
Yeah.
They dropped a couple characters.
Right. Which
Oh, I didn't know that.
They dropped. They changed how some of the deaths happen.
Okay. Well, big
The big one being like Kano.
spoiler alert.
oh yeah, don't be watching this if you don't want a spoiler.
If you're watching this
because
and you haven't figured out that there may be spoilers, you deserve what you get.
No one deserves this.
okay, so Kano,
Kato, right?
Kato.
Wasn't it?
Kato Kalin.
The guy,
Yeah.
the last one to die.
One.
District 1's guy with body armor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Body armor.
And
That's ridiculous.
in the book, well, they're all offered something they need. He needed body armor so that he wouldn't die from arrows.
Right. So
Um,
in the book, he's chased by the wolf people into the cornucopia, is being eaten alive, and then is put out of his misery.
very slowly being eaten alive.
Yeah.
Right.
And in the movie, from what I've heard, he just gets killed kind of right away, relatively speaking. Man, we were talking about hours of him being slowly killed by these things. With him begging for his death at the end.
He was still begging for his death, but it wasn't like hours. It was, several minutes.
Yeah, movie equivalent.
Movie equivalent of hours.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
they're talking, it's just like, they keep waiting for the cannon shot, and he just doesn't die.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, okay, so then so she puts him out of his misery, right? And then the beastie dogs just scamper away. Oh, hell good he died. So they didn't turn around and start trying to kill the other two again.
Climb up it.
in the book, something happens and the dogs retreat.
Yeah, I seem to think that it wasn't
It was supposed to be over.
out of the ordinary that they ran away in the book.
Yeah, they just ran away.
How did they handle Rue's death in the film? Did they show her getting speared?
Oh yeah.
Like good
Yep.
graphic,
Well, yeah, she had a spear sticking out of her and then
right?
died.
Because that was the number one thing that impressed me. Because in the first 100 pages of the book, setting it up, I was under the belief that Peeta, Katniss, and Rue would not die.
Right.
I was pretty firmly established that they were going to be the three main characters for the series.
And they'd all end up living together, and it would all be happily ever after.
Right, very much a Harry Potter, we have
Yeah.
three friends, grow up together and be happy,
Thing.
whatever.
Well,
And
or
so-
not.
And as the story progressed, I got more and more convinced of it. And then they killed Rue, and that was actually one of the moments where I said, I can get behind this story.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's by design.
yeah,
Because that's a specific plot device.
It is.
They make you care for the character and then they kill her.
Yeah. No, the book is extremely manipulative.
hmm
Well, all good books are.
Well, no, but there's a difference between a good book which is compelling and a book which has been written to elicit specific responses in order to assure that you will purchase the next one. This one has a little bit of that. That's not to say I didn't enjoy it. It's not so manipulative that I'm like, fuck you, and just throw the book down. Which there was one, God, what book was that? There was a book I read where that was exactly my response to it. It
Was it
just
the
like-
Bible again?
No, it wasn't the Bible.
No.
He never read that.
I read most of it.
Okay, well then, here's what I need to know. Abraham had
We're
a
still
son.
talking about the Bible.
Abraham Simpson?
No, we're talking about the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Abraham, and he had his son Isaac, and then he goes up and he's going to kill him, and the archangel
Right.
comes
so
in and
no way,
stops
dude.
him.
Good job for...
Like, God
being-
said, "Be obedient, kill your only son." Right?
Right.
Did he have daughters?
Abraham?
Yes.
I don't
Or
know.
was it his only child? Was Isaac his only child, or was it his only male heir? This is important and on topic.
I don't know off the top of my head. Why do you
I have
ask?
no idea.
Well, I actually, before I read The Hunger Games or knew about the movie, was excited about the soundtrack.
Oh, Christ.
Because the first song on it is by Arcade Fire, which is one of my favorite bands.
Mm-hmm.
And
Heard of
it's a song entitled Abraham's Daughter. And the lyrics are basically Abraham's taking Isaac up there, he's going to kill him, and his daughter's creeping along with a bow and arrow and
Oh.
waiting, and then the archangel's talking to his daughter and is like, no, don't, you can't kill your father, blah, blah, blah. And the daughter basically says, F you, angel, I can, do whatever. But it says that she was not named and she was not whatever. So I didn't know whether Abraham's Daughter was completely a creation of the Arcade Fire, or whether the story actually mentioned daughters, but of no consequence because it's the Bible and they don't care about it.
Abraham, I believe, has more than one kid.
Well, he did after Isaac.
Gotcha.
After Isaac, I think he was supposed to be like the father of
everything.
mankind.
He begat all over the place.
Right. But I'm not sure if before Isaac the issue was you have no sons or the issue was you have no children. So
my guess,
scholars.
is, I mean, this is going to
Well,
be.
so we had
This
had
sounds-
Isaac, then we had Gopher and Doc, and then the Captain Stubbing.
Eeny, miny, miny, moe.
So
Wow. Really, Bob? A Love Boat reference?
hey, you have your Bible, I got mine.
God. I really wish someone prayed to the Love Boat.
I do.
That was a bit
We
unfair.
got a shrine on Gilligan's Island.
Oh my god.
Okay, so obviously though, some credit has to be paid to the Running Man.
Right.
Oh no, and there are a lot of people who argue that it is heavily based out of a Japanese book called Battle Royale. Although then you have other people who say no, they have nothing to do with each other.
Right, and I had to read that The Most Dangerous Game short story. I think every kid does in America.
Right.
It's like forced into our curriculum. So there are other things about humans hunting other humans.
Oh, well,
or
that's
humans.
one of those things.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But I felt it was
Try it at your next family reunion.
a different enough spin on it. I didn't like that they changed the rules to have two
Winners.
winners.
I had no problem with them changing the rules to have two winners. I was a little confused why they bothered with they have to be from the same...
Because they have to be from the same district because they wanted those two
No,
create the love story.
No, I understand that. But from the game master's point of view, you would be more inclined to work with the person from your own district because you probably know them. Or not, if you also happen to know them. I mean, but that additional little bit of a rule was kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, my biggest issue was when they then rescind it. Because it's like, man, you guys are just trying to look like assholes here. It's like, oh, it's going to be hilarious. It's like, no, I don't think this is going to have the impact you're looking for.
Yeah, that was just kind of my only thing. I mean, I knew they weren't going to kill each other.
Right.
So, short of like PETA spearing himself or something
well,
at the end.
Well,
so
I mean, they
Katniss
just
would
basically,
win, but-
they just went Romeo and Juliet on it, and
right.
so.
But yeah,
You know-
if you haven't read it, it doesn't take long.
No, it's like
No.
a few days.
Yeah, and
And now that said, be sure that you have a little bit of time once you get about a third of the way through the book,
yes,
because it will tend to. Then you need to finish the book.
Yeah,
Like the first third, you can read piecemeal over however much time you want. You aren't going to care that. And then you get about a little over a third of the way through, and all of a sudden it's like, why can't I stop reading this freaking book?
yeah. Essentially, when they get into the arena,
Yeah.
I had to read until I was done.
Really?
Yeah,
That
no,
good,
it's-
huh?
Yeah,
It's-
it was
It's very compelling.
more compelling than
than it should be.
a lot of very good, famous books that I've read.
Okay, so let's, in conclusion here,
Yes.
let's talk about one brief thing. What is the frickin' deal with grown adults swarming over teen lit?
A book is a book.
Is
is
it
a book.
because no, it is not. A book is a book is a book.
A book is a book is a book. It doesn't matter who it's intended for. If it's well written, it's a book. Man, okay, tell me. Have you ever read the Prydain story series?
Nope.
The Black Cauldron, all those?
Nope.
And when you were a kid?
Nope.
Man, have you ever read anything, Bob?
I read Tolkien when I was a kid.
He actually has read
Okay,
everything.
How about The
except
Hobbit?
Okay, I read The Hobbit.
okay.
Not a children's story.
Yes, it is.
No.
That is Tolkien's
No.
young adult lit.
It is. Tolkien's young adult lit is at a college level.
That's not the point. That is a kid's story.
No.
I think that no one reads anymore,
That's true.
and therefore, if most people are going to read, they don't want like
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy. Yeah, and not that I read Anna Karenina, and it took me forever,
Mhm.
and I thought it was great. Okay, I have no complaints with it. I am not pissed that I did it,
Mm-hmm.
but it took me a month, and it was a commitment to read it. And at no point was it just like, I got to keep going. I got to,
So maybe we should only write book in text message language now.
no.
That would be the opposite of what this is. It's, I mean,
But-
a little fanficky, but it's not too bad.
Okay, it's like, I don't really want to compare Anna Karenina to Lost, but I'm going to.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
This is a dissertation in action right here. people.
Here, you get a cookie, John.
If you did not watch Lost every episode through,
Yep.
there's no way in season 4 that you're going to hop in and enjoy the story.
Man, I couldn't
There's-
hop in season 2 first episode.
Even if you have been watching it the whole time, you probably aren't enjoying it in season 4. But,
Yeah.
but you can't certainly jump in because there's too much going on. Now, I am not
Don't tell me what I can't do.
shooting down the people who don't do that,
Mm-hmm.
but when you're not dumbing down entertainment necessarily when you're just looking for short-term entertainment. And I think a young adult novel offers short-term entertainment. I don't always have time to dedicate to reading a
But
book.
that's not
that I
true
can get
because
done.
the Harry Potter books were like 800, 900 pages apiece.
Yeah, but they only took like 3 or 4 days to read.
Yeah,
Because they're popcorn. They're written in, like 14-point font, and they're widely spaced, and there's no big words in them except for made-up stuff.
right, yeah. The complexity is never at a point where you have to go back and read it again. You
Because
don't even have to
world
read the whole
setting is
page.
shit. So, I mean, you really don't want to either.
I don't
Fucking
know.
goddamn Harry Potter. Stupid.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't have, adult books,
Contemporary literature.
contemporary literature.
Oh god,
I'm saying
my eyes, they just rolled all the way into the back of my head.
a good deal of it sucks, and that
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
help.
I agree. A good deal of it sucks.
Um,
Then again, there are millions and millions of people who read romance novels.
right.
Alright,
You know.
here is the thing. As has always been the case, 95% of stuff created is awful. It's just terrible. I mean, some
You're
people,
witnessing it right now.
some people may like it. Your 5% may vary from other people's 5%. But the vast majority,
We are the 2%. That's all I'm
is
saying.
just awful
Half a
dreck that you
percent.
can't believe anybody put the time and effort into making.
mhm.
But
17 minutes and counting.
Yep.
But as you go through, you can find things which are very good, and it doesn't matter what genre it's from or where. You can have a really, really, really good romance novel. No, they do. They exist. They are 1 in a million, and I mean that probably literally. I might be being generous. But they do exist. You'll have someone who writes a story that happens to be a romance. It gets published as a romance. If they had published it as something else, it would have still been good.
Right. So you're saying if I listen to country music on the radio for a long time, I may come across a song that I actually like.
I will say that almost invariably what you will.
I don't distrust you on that, because on the rare occasion I find one. Now, it isn't necessarily good. Like you said, my 5% is probably different than others, but for whatever reason, some fall into that. Even some, pop songs, Every Day I'm Shuffling. Right? I'm not saying that's a good song, but
But you like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by it.
So, it's like,
I know that you are too, so don't even.
I'm entertained by your idea of entertainment, really.
Okay, fair enough.
No. Let me just say this, and then we'll be done. I have an instant meter for determining whether or not something sucks, and I'm never wrong. So I think both of you are completely wrong, and you should probably never immerse yourself in any sort of media form ever again. because you're just quite capable. You're incapable of enjoying anything quality, and are basically stunting the gene pool.
The media
All right.
gene pool?
That's all. No, that's it.